866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria.
For delivery, call 603-782-8450.
Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town.
1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Best cocktails around.
Come in as friends and leave as family.
You are listening to WMNHLP, Manchester's radio, broadcasting at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 1045 Elm Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Contact us by email at WMNH953@gmail.com or through our website at WMNHradio.org.
empty building sites down to cobbled streets.
Don't forget yesterday, the voices in my mind, walking through the street, the spirit never finds all the magic of the past. They fade away when we return the dawn
Of yesterday.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Here we go. It's that time again. Matt Connerton Unleashed. And we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. And it is a glorious day. It's windy and a little chilly. I was actually surprised when I went out this morning. It was 50 degrees and, you know, it's May. It's not like it's summertime, but yeah, somehow you get used to it being warmer and warmer. And then all of a sudden it's cold and you go, brr. I had to put on my coat. That's all right. No, it is a beautiful day out here in downtown Manchester. Of course, as I overlook the city, well, not really. We're only on the third floor. But as I overlook this part of Elm Street here from the studios of WMNH, also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, show archives, etc., etc. Today, by the way, we have a great show for you. That track that I opened with, that is called Ghost of Yesterday from a German band called Hell's Throne. And they're actually going to be Skyping in on the show. Not today. Giving you a little sneak preview, but that's coming up, I think, in June, early June. We have a great band coming up today in the second hour. We're going to be joined in studio by Horsefly Gulch. And these are, it's three guys who have been in the music scene for a long time in various projects, but I haven't seen any of them in forever. So this will be really cool. I love their sound, and we'll play some of their music for you later. And I think they might play live in studio for us as well. So that'll be coming up today in the second hour. I'm not sure about that. I forget now. I forget what Jenny told me. So that will be in the second hour. Now, in the first hour, we have a new segment, my friends, that we do with our friend Eric Pilcher. Eric, of course, has been part of the show for a while now, a couple of years or a year and a half, whatever it's been. I don't know. Time, it just all gets away from me. Doing his classic film review every Friday on the show. And, occasionally he'll call in too and we'll talk about other things. But this week we're starting a new segment with him where we look at the media. I love talking about media stuff with Eric, whether it's big media, the corporate media, or independent media / online media. There's always very interesting things. I've always liked shows about that kind of thing. Like NPR has a show called On the Media where they analyze media coverage of events and news that I really like. I don't know if it's still on. There used to be a show called Reliable Sources that Howard Kurtz used to host. I don't know if that still exists, but again, it analyzes, the media. So I really enjoy having those conversations with Eric, and we haven't done that in a while, but we both enjoy it so much we decided to make it a regular thing. However, he will not be joining us until 4:30. And it's not his fault. It's not his fault. Someone took him from me. for the first 30 minutes of the hour from 4 to 4:30. Oh, yes, I've been scorned, my friends. I've been spurned. I've been other things that start with S, I suppose. Yes, it's a hard day in that regard. Very, very hurtful. But, well, we'll get into that later. But also, before I give the numbers, of course, the studio line and so forth, I want to play for you. I have some audio for you from, Jenny. She went down to Washington, D.C. To testify at a Medicare for All hearing. And sorry. Oh, I know what that is. It's coming from those construction vehicles. I could smell something. There's road construction going on out here on Elm Street, and I'm like, what is that? What am I smelling? That's what it is. It's actually making it into the building. So Jenny went down to Washington, D.C. To testify at the Medicare for All hearing. And not only, so she gave up and gave her she got up and gave her presentation. And then she also asked she was asked, or she responded to a panel question. She sat on the panel afterward as one of the activists. And I want to play for you the audio of those two parts. Now, and by the way, if you want to see the whole thing, it is up. We put it up on YouTube and everything, but it's about 90 minutes, the full event. But I'm going to play for you the two clips of Jenny. The first one is her at the podium speaking. And then the second one is of her at the table during the panel discussion, during the Q&A session. So here's Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont introducing Jenny, and then Jenny going and speaking.
Our next speaker is Jennifer Coffey, who is from Manchester, New Hampshire. She's a member of Rights and Democracy, the People's Action affiliate that covers Vermont and New Hampshire. Jennifer is a breast cancer survivor diagnosed with complex regional pain syndrome. Jennifer spent years struggling to make sure her doctor's visits and medicine would be covered by her insurer. She is also a former Republican state representative who, through personal experience, now understands the need to move toward a Medicare for All system. Jennifer?
Good evening. My name is Jen, and I'm from Manchester, New Hampshire. And at one time, I was a fully functioning EMT, and I joked that I lifted people for a living. Then breast cancer surgery went wrong. I ended up bedbound for 2 years, and I lost everything. I felt like I was going to be trapped forever in my bedroom. I developed complex regional pain syndrome, the most painful disease known to medicine, and small fiber neuropathy. Rules imposed by my private health insurance company, United Healthcare Medicaid Disadvantage, consistently overrides my care team's medical expertise. I've yet to figure out how my private health insurance can actually help me. Because my private health insurer refuses to cover my care, I was forced to make a GoFundMe and sell my possessions to afford treatments. With the help of People's Action's Care Over Cost campaign, I was recently able to get approval for my next infusion. I worry, though, that when no one is looking, United Healthcare will not approve any more treatments. Things got bad really fast last year. My illness was progressing, and I was forced to ration infusions because my rent was hiked up $400. My neurologist started me on LDN, low-dose naltrexone. But the pharmaceutical company that makes the medication will not make it in the low dose that I need because it's not profitable for them to do so. I've had to use a compounding pharmacy to get the medication, and I've had to use 5 different pharmacies in order to keep costs down. Again, my Medicare Disadvantage plan through United Healthcare will not cover it. Insurance companies serve no purpose in medicine. They decrease positive outcomes. America is arguably the best medical care in the world, but only if you can buy it. This is not a Democrat or Republican issue. This is a human issue. It's disgusting to watch United Healthcare brag about over $8 billion of profit earned in just 3 months, and they deem me too expensive to keep alive. I'm excited about this work. Anyone who needs care will get it, no matter who they are, no matter where they're from. Right now, there are millions of people across this country who are organizing, and we want Medicare for all now.
All right, so there you go. So that was Jenny's presentation at the podium, and then I'll also share with you. This is during the panel discussion.
My last question before we open it up is, what do you think it would mean for the health and decreased anxiety in this country if anybody could walk into a doctor or nurse's office whenever they felt they needed to without having to worry about how they're going to pay for it? What would it mean to the health and well-being of our country? Who wants to say a word on that one? Yeah.
In my opinion, that would give me true medical freedom, where I am making the decisions with my providers and my family, and whatever is needed is done, and not some bureaucrat, insurance person, or computer denying care. The decisions about care needs to be between the physician and the patient and their family, and that's it. Medicare for all is the only way to do it.
All right, there you go. So I wanted to share those with you. Very proud of her, obviously, and I know a lot of the audiences as well. And I'm not sure, I don't think we, aside from EZG's entertainment report, I don't think we have any guests booked for tomorrow. So who knows, we might see Jenny in here with me tomorrow to talk about this, talk about her trip to Washington, D.C. and so forth. Then again, she may want to take tomorrow off to recuperate because, you know, this has been a big deal. It's not easy for her to travel at times. And but there you go. I wanted to share that with all of you. So, and if you do want to see the whole event, it is up, of course. I put it up on YouTube, and it's if you on Facebook, you can go to the Senator Bernie Sanders Facebook page, and you can check out the whole thing. But there you go. So I wanted to mention that, and I do look forward to when she's on the show with us, and you know, she can tell us all about it in detail. And I'll be seeing her later this evening, of course. She's going to be arriving in town. I think her son is actually picking her up and taking her out for Mother's Day because they weren't able to do something on Sunday. So there you go. 603-250-6007 is the studio line, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. I'm on social media at Matt Connerton. You can email me, matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. Yes, if you're just joining us, by the way, our friend Eric Pilcher is not here yet. He will be delayed. He will be joining us at 4:30. And then, of course, in the second hour, we have a great band coming in, Horsefly Gulch. But yes, Eric Pilcher will be joining us late. He was, I don't want to say kidnapped, which would be impossible anyway, because, you know, he's in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Not that there aren't kidnappings there necessarily, but not in this instance. No. He was, there's a certain other individual who does a television show on Wednesdays who apparently just desperately needed to have Eric on his show today. And I have to tell you, I'm a little bitter about it. I really am. You know, of course, I'm referring to John Hopwood, who just, this kind of interference in my program is unacceptable. I feel a bit betrayed. Again, it's not Eric's fault. He was, as I mentioned on social media, he was seduced, if you will, by the silver tongue of a devil. Not the devil, but a devil, a silver-tongued devil. I think that's where the phrase comes from. It's the devil, but with a silver tongue. Anyway, yes. In fact, I am so upset about this, my friends, and I'm very deeply hurt. I'm not a big crier, so we don't have to worry about that. But I am very deeply hurt, and as a matter of fact, you know what? I don't think I'm even going to going forward. I don't think I'm even going to refer to John Hopwood by his correct name. No, I think I'm going to call him something else. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to rearrange the letters a little bit. I think going forward from this day on, I will refer to him as Han Jopwood. What do you think of that? Yeah, how do you like that, Han Jopwood? Stealing my... And listen, by the way, Eric Pilcher, I mean, you know, he happens to be my favorite conservative, as I often say on the show. What is he to you, Han Jopwood? Oh, yeah. I'm going to call him that from now on. I'm not afraid to rearrange the letters in somebody's name. I am ruthless if you cross me. I am ruthless. I come to think of it, I don't think I've ever met anyone named Ruth. So that might literally be true. Anyway, so I guess Eric Pilcher will be joining us at 4:30. That will be nice. I would have liked to have had him for more of the hour, but somebody else had something else in mind. And, you know, that somebody else gets very animated when he doesn't get his way. I mean, you know, he just he freaks out. It's really quite astonishing. But so we'll see. We'll see how the rest of this hour goes. I know the second hour will be great because, like I said, we have a great band coming in. But the first hour, I don't know. It's feeling a little unsteady at the moment, but we'll see. We'll see. But the studio line again is 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. I do want to say hello to everybody in the Facebook Live chat. And then we should probably do a quick check-in on, I was going to call it my favorite issue, but it's been my favorite issue to talk about recently, but not necessarily my favorite to think about because I'm very concerned about the debt limit, the looming debt limit. But there might be some good news on that. But we'll see. We'll see what we get to. Our friend Crystal from the great state of Illinois joins us and says, hello, everyone. Tom Blanchard is in the chat room and says, I've been away, but now I'm back. Welcome back, Tom. We are very happy to see you. We tease you a lot, but we got you on the spot. Welcome back. Let's see. Jay Fed, of course, from the great state of Vermont joins us and says, good afternoon. Abort 7, who I'm pretty sure is from Greensboro, North Carolina, says, good afternoon, hashtag Matt. We said, how are you doing? Abort 7 also said, we are a pop singing group, man band from Greensboro, North Carolina. And we said, our friend Isaac Banks missed your afternoon show. Well, that's terrible. Isaac Banks missed my show. So that's, we're just stacking up the betrayals here. First, Han Jopwood, and now Isaac Banks. What a terrible day I'm having. I hope this gets better. This is rough. I'll tell you what. Oh, and Abort 7 also says, good afternoon, hashtag Eric Pilcher. We say, how are you doing? Well, the thing is, Abort 7, I'm afraid that your question falls on deaf ears. Eric Pilcher is not on the show currently. He'll be here at 4:30, but right now he's on somebody else's show talking about something else. What can you do? JFed says, I say hashtag boy band to you. Oh, and Abort 7 says, we love your hairdo. Underneath your hat, we said hashtag Matt. Well, it is true. That is where my hairdo exists, underneath my hat. Crystal in the chat room says, is Hopwood going to surprise you with a visit after his show with Eric? Anything is possible. Anything is possible. I guess we'll see. Tom Blanchard says, whoops, let me back up here. Very busy chat room. Tom Blanchard says, did you ever see a baby Ruth in your swimming pool? I didn't get that until I finished reading it. And I don't have a pool, so no. Have I seen a baby Ruth in a swimming pool? I reckon I have. JFET says, oh man, I saw one in Livingston Pool and never went back. Yeah. Well, ultimately the chlorine will take care of it, right? I assume. Crystal says, wouldn't it have been media etiquette for, as I now call him, Han Jopwood, to ask you first if you minded him pilfering your guest for his own show? Well, that's not a question for me, Crystal. That's a question for the offending party. Yeah. All right. Quickly. Oh, wow. It's already 4:25. Okay, quickly, because Eric Pilcher is going to be joining us. I hope. I'm not upset with him. I'm upset with the other one. I understand it's hard to say no to him. I understand. I'm not saying I've ever fallen under his spell, but the man has a way with words. Okay. Where are we with the debt limit? Oh, this is interesting. So this just went up right before the show. TheHill.com is reporting Democratic senators urge Biden to use 14th Amendment to raise the debt limit. It also says in a separate article here, jittery Democrats worried about Biden debt ceiling concessions. Yeah, supposedly there is progress, which is good, but we are counting down to the wire, which is not good. Even if we don't go over the fiscal cliff, as they say, it still does harm to the economy. The markets get rattled. But this is interesting. Democratic senators urge Biden to use 14th Amendment to raise the debt limit. Again, this is from thehill.com. A group of Democratic senators, led by Tina Smith of Minnesota, are circulating a letter urging President Biden to invoke his constitutional authority under the 14th Amendment to raise the nation's debt limit without having to pass legislation through Congress. These senators say the spending reforms that Speaker Kevin McCarthy has demanded in exchange for raising the debt limit are unacceptable, and that Biden should circumvent Republican lawmakers by raising the debt limit unilaterally, something that has never been done before and would almost certainly be challenged in court. Now, by the way, I mentioned the other day, I think it was on Monday's show, Jenny was here and we were talking about this. Sam Cedar from the Majority Report says that he's been saying that he doesn't see a problem here. He advocates very strongly for Biden to take this path, and he cited Lawrence Tribe, who apparently wrote an op-ed saying that he thinks that Biden should take this path. And the argument that some who are advocating for this option are making is, so you're worried about a constitutional crisis because it will get challenged in court because it's never been tried. And the amendment itself, the language is a little murky. It doesn't say, it'd be nice if it did. It doesn't say explicitly, under no circumstances can or will the United States ever default. It says our debts shall not be questioned. You could interpret that different ways. I mean, you could take it literally and say, yeah, our debts will not be questioned. No one can say we don't owe this money because we do. It's not questioned, right? Whether we're going to pay the bills or not, we definitely owe that money. So there will be different interpretations. But the thing that that some are saying is, so we're worried about a constitutional crisis where it gets challenged in court, but who would bring the challenge? Because the challenge has to come from somebody, from somewhere. Somebody has to say, okay, well, we don't think this is constitutional and we're going to challenge this. Who has standing to do that? And standing, as I understand it, and again, I'm not a legal expert or a legal scholar of any kind, but so I can get in over my head with these things pretty quickly, I will acknowledge. But as I understand it, standing means that when you bring a suit, you have in some way been harmed by the action in regard to which you are bringing the suit, or there's the potential for you to be harmed. Sometimes the boundaries of that are stretched quite a bit in lawsuits because you would think by that standard of having to have standing that you couldn't bring a lawsuit against somebody on behalf of a potentially, hypothetically in the future, prospectively injured party on their behalf if you yourself are not the one in danger in any way of being injured. So, but again, the boundaries of that are often stretched. So I don't know. I guess in theory, Biden could do this and then Congress would then go to the Supreme Court, so you have, this is our system of checks and balances, right? You've got the executive branch, you've got the legislative branch, and you've got the judicial branch. And so if the executive branch does something and of course this happens, if the executive branch does something that the legislative branch thinks is an overstep or objects to in some way, they then can bring that to the judicial branch. That's an hypersimplification of how it works, obviously. But I guess that could happen. But in theory, I mean, it would be fascinating to watch it play out, but also absolutely terrifying. So I do not want to see this happen. I don't want to see this happen. But at least as the American economy is, if it comes to it, at least as the American economy is being destroyed and reduced to rubble from which we may not recover in our lifetimes, at least it'll be fascinating to watch, I suppose. Kind of like watching a disaster movie, except it's real, But I guess in theory, so if Congress were to bring a suit, I guess their argument would have to be that they were harmed because their authority was usurped by the executive branch taking an action, because the legislative branch, Congress, the House specifically, that's who handles the purse strings, the pocketbook, the money, the wallet, the safe, and whatever other terms I can or cannot think of at the moment, because Eric Pilcher is on the line. Hello, Eric.
Hey, good afternoon, John.
I'm sorry,
Matt.
What did you just call me?
It was a mistake, Matt. I'm sorry.
Oh, I see. A mistake. Oh, that's fine. That's, we're all human. Mistakes are fine. It's like the Billy Joel song. You're only human. You're supposed to make mistakes. And I'm not even that hurt that you called me John's name while calling into my show. No, it's fine. You know what? I'm gonna be like Taylor Swift and just shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. I'm fine, really. No. Don't worry about me. I promise you that does not hurt my feelings at all.
It doesn't sound like you've shaken it off.
No.
Matt.
Oh, no. I've shaken it off. I've shaken it off. I'm fine.
Okay, then.
People are going to call me the wrong name, and, that's fine. Just the other day, somebody called me Bill. I said, I'm not Bill. And, it was an innocent mistake. It's fine. Whatever. I'm good with it. Really. No, that's fine. That's fine. Are you, I should ask you though, are you calling to talk about baseball? Is that why you're on the phone with me right now?
No, I've already talked about baseball.
Oh, right. Yes, with that other person. Mm-hmm. I get it.
I mean, yes, and he had a guest, Peter Stella, join us.
Oh, well, I don't know who that is, but I bet he's very important, and I can understand why you would want to be a part of that discussion. And it doesn't hurt my feelings at all. No, it's fine.
I'm glad we handled this amicably.
Oh, listen, I am not. I promise you, I am not about to dissolve into tears live on the air. I mean, I might, but I'm trying not to. I'm trying to hold it together because that's the kind of competitor I am. Not that this should be a competition. It kind of feels like it's turned into one, but that's okay. That's okay. By the way, I would just say though, personally, I don't trust anybody who's shorter than John Oates of Daryl Hall and John Oates. I'm just throwing that out there. But that's fine. I'm glad you had a nice time. By the way, I no longer call that individual by his actual name. I've decided to move some letters around, and going forward, I will refer to him as Han Jopwood. Because that's what because I am a little upset with him, but that's fine.
Well, to be fair, I'm going to move on.
Well, that's probably good because I don't have an ending for this bit. So yes, welcome Eric Pilcher from Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Yes, thank you, Matt.
Yes.
It seems as if the media feuds and media issues have died down. I think the storm that was Steven Crowder going alpha male on his wife. I really think that it can't get much worse than that, can it?
That was pretty bad. For those who haven't seen the video, of course, there's a video of Steven Crowder. Apparently, it was recorded with a Ring camera on the property, and it showed up in the divorce proceedings, as one might expect such a recording would, of Steven Crowder being... to be fair, there is absolutely no physical abuse in the video, none whatsoever. We should be clear about that. But there's emotional and psychological abuse galore.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sometimes is worse, the scars that cannot be seen.
Yes. Is that a song lyric? It sounds like it would be.
I mean, I don't know.
It should be.
It very well might be. I'm not that poetic.
No. Yes. Yeah, there's that video. Yeah, the Steven Crowder stuff seems to have died down a bit. There is the big thing in the media right now seems to be the biggest, I wouldn't call it a scandal, but there seems to be a lot of disagreement. And the degree of disagreement, it's not necessarily partisan, over that CNN town hall with the former president, Donald John Trump. And there's a lot of controversy about whether CNN should have done that or not, and whether or not it was a spectacle, and whether or not it was a waste of time, and whether or not it was a low point in cable news, although cable news has many low points, so it's almost difficult to chart in that regard. But what do you think? I mean, I assume you saw it.
I saw clips of it,
yeah.
And here's my take on it. The minute I heard Donald Trump, CNN, I checked out. And the reason being is, what tree was CNN trying to bark up here? Here is a guy in former President Donald Trump that ridiculed you immensely.
Right.
Questioned your integrity.
Called them fake news. Yeah.
Incendiary comments. And yet you're giving him a platform with probably one of the... I'm ambivalent to Anderson Cooper. I don't dislike him. I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
I have no feeling either or. I think he does a great job reading the news. But what did they expect to happen here?
Yeah. To me, it's a difficult thing because I see both sides of the argument in the aftermath of it. Well, first of all, and I saw both sides of the argument going into it too, because what happened is exactly what I expected to happen. Exactly. And I think probably most people were not particularly surprised. But on the one hand, so you can say, well, you know how this is going to go, and you know he's basically just going to give his campaign stump speech with Caitlin Collins interrupting at times. And by the way, you know, she's taken a little bit of criticism, but not too much, because I think people think that, you know, she did the best she could under very difficult circumstances, and I would tend to agree. I don't know what anyone could have done differently. But on the other hand, even knowing that it was going to be a train wreck, I mean, you can't ignore him. He's the front runner for the Republican nomination, or as I often call him, the presumptive nominee.
And I agree with that. You can't ignore him. I guess if I were CNN, I probably would have tried to get someone else to moderate and to host this. Maybe Wolf Blitzer, someone that could have kept it more focused. I forget his name. The guy who left Fox News for CNN streaming service.
Oh, Chris Wallace.
Yes, there we go. Thank you. Maybe Chris Wallace. But then again, we then go back to President Trump and this idea that if certain people are going to interview him, he won't do the interview.
Right.
He wants people he can bully. He wants people he can push around. He wants those people. Because then he exudes power, and then his constituents, his base, is like, yeah, we own the libs.
Right. Yeah, and that is what a lot of them are claiming on social media. Crystal,
and it's like, no, you didn't own the libs.
Right.
You owned nothing. You watched it.
Yeah.
You gave CNN ratings. You gave them money.
Yes. Well,
you got played.
Well, that's what Crystal points out in the chat room. Crystal, our friend from Illinois, she says CNN had bad ratings, probably kissing Trump's butt to get in his good graces. Well, also too a big rating. I mean, they pulled a big rating for the town hall.
Oh, absolutely! It was must-see TV.
Yeah.
How could it not be? How? Like, there were people that I know that do not watch cable news that were making plans to sit and watch this.
Yeah. Oh,
this
yeah.
was get your popcorn ready television.
Yeah.
And it's like, the reason why I was really just kind of like, why, is I knew how it was going to go.
Yeah.
It wasn't... Like, people are like, you had some on the right that were saying, well, hopefully they treat Donald Trump fairly. Okay. And then you had some on the left like, oh, I don't even know why they're having him on that channel.
Right.
Disgusting. And it's like,
I would have
people.
I would have preferred. Oh, go ahead, Eric.
I was just going to say, have a centralized approach to this. Take politics out of it. Do you want people to, if you're CNN, do you want people to watch your network? Yes. What's one way to do it? Give them something they never thought they would see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, well, I mean, cable news is a business, and, you know, I guess business was good that night. I would have preferred no live audience, more of a one-on-one format, because, and part of this is a bias that I have being from New Hampshire. And I saw our Republican governor, Governor Sununu, address this in a couple of interviews, how embarrassing it was when, Trump is making fun of and joking and kidding around about E. Jean Carroll, and that audience is just laughing and they're just lapping it up. That's whether you believe him, whether you believe her, whatever it is you think. I mean, for them to be laughing at that, it didn't reflect well on New Hampshire. I mean, I hate to say it, but that was very cringe. And our governor, Chris Sununu, he said in an interview on I think it was on MSNBC, he said that, when the camera panned across the room, he recognized, he knows a lot of the people there and knows that they're ride or die MAGA, and they're gonna be down for whatever. But that was very, very unfortunate. That was an unfortunate moment.
Yes, and one thing I was going to say is Donald Trump is very uncouth in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. One of the ways that I think has gotten him into trouble in his foray into politics has been he overly plays to a crowd.
Yeah.
Like, if we look at some of the most incendiary things that Donald Trump has said, when have they been said?
Right.
At campaign rallies, in rooms full of people.
Right.
Why? Because he hears them cheer, and it's like euphoric for him.
Oh, yeah.
In what minimal filter he has, what minimal filter is there is out the window. So then we can ridicule a journalist with a disability because people are cheering.
Right. Yeah, true. Exactly.
And it's okay because now I have those, however many are in that room, they're eating out of my hand. And when I'm rightfully chastised for saying this, I can turn around and say, see, look at what the leftist media is doing to me.
Right. That's the card he plays, and I hate to say it, but I think all of this will help him. Helps him win. It helps him win the nomination.
Oh man!
But it's not going to.
I'm on Donald Trump's mailing list.
Yeah.
And the emails I got after the CNN interview.
Oh yeah.
We won. We did. If he didn't generate millions in campaign donations after that, someone needs to be fired.
Well, that's the thing.
Because if I was a delusional Trump supporter, I probably would have donated money.
Yeah, I think it's all going to help him. It does help him raise money. When the FBI showed up at Mar-a-Lago, the reason we first found out about that was when they showed up to do the search. So the reason we first found out about it was because of Trump. They tried to keep it low key to the extent that that's even possible. But Trump, he goes on social media and starts talking about it. And then the next thing, of course, those fundraising emails go out.
Yep. And what's so funny about all of it is Trump will often ridicule, not directly, because if he does it directly, then some of his constituents can put one and one together, and hopefully it adds up to two. But what he does, and he's very Machiavellian at this, is he comes at people that have played the victim card, or he perceives them to have played the victim card. But he is such a master at playing it himself.
Oh, yeah.
He is quite duplicitous at this. And it's like, how can you not see this hypocrisy right in front of you?
Oh, by the way, our friend Abort7 in the chat room says, Trump by Trump, and we don't care of this man.
It's what he does, and no one has caught on to it.
Yeah. Well,
it's just shocking.
A lot of people catch on, or they eventually figure it out. I mean, you were a Trump supporter at one time, and then you got off the Trump train.
But here's the thing: is I was a Trump supporter, but I always admitted his faults. I always said, "Here's the deal. Here's why I like him.
Yeah.
Here's what I don't like." And, anytime he has done something I disagreed with, I've been vocal about it.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you cannot just claim blind allegiance to a politician.
Yeah.
And he is a politician. Anyone who says otherwise is delusional. Oh, he's a businessman. Really? Business is a form of politics.
Oh, absolutely. And politics is a form of business. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. You are catering to a base. If you think that the two are not interchangeable, then I have a litany of things that I can disclose to you about this world that are going to make you very, very sad and depressed.
Yeah. So what do you think going? I mean, what should be do you have an idea of what you think should be the rules going forward as far as the media covering Trump? Because he's got a weird relationship at this point, even with Fox. They seem pretty tepid on him. And
I think I think media organizations, and I'm sorry, Matt, to cut you off,
No, that's
have
okay.
backed themselves into a corner with him.
Yeah.
They have made it so he has control. He writes the rundown.
Mm-hmm.
He decides the who, what, when, why, and how.
Right.
He
Yeah.
dictates things.
Oh, absolutely.
It's on them. It isn't on Donald Trump.
Crystal in the chat room says Trump's faults make the San Andreas fault look like a tiny crack.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean,
Yeah.
well, maybe.
I had I don't know if you heard the show, Eric. Yesterday, I had a candidate in here, a Republican candidate, Steve Laffey, who is challenging. I mean, he has no chance, obviously. So if you're going, who's Steve Laffey? Yeah, I mean, he's got no chance. But it was interesting to talk to him, and he did express it on the show, and then we also had a short conversation afterward too. He mentioned about the town hall, specifically the same thing I did about the whole E. Jean Carroll bit, which was so distasteful and so uncomfortable hearing people laughing about that and applauding Trump, and just really gross.
Yeah, and that's the thing is and I feel bad saying it because technically I am a member of his base.
Yeah.
But his base really does a great job of showing everything that is evil and wrong in this world.
Mm.
And I've tried to come to terms with it, and I just can't. Because these are people that are like me. They are church-going Christians.
Mm-hmm.
And Christians should not act like this.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot mock a person with disabilities. You cannot advocate for the things he's advocated for. Such as grabbing a woman in a certain area.
Yeah.
And yet they're like, oh, get him, Trump.
I know.
And I sit here and I'm like, wait a minute. Do you understand what you're doing? This is another reason why people have so many issues with Christianity. Is we sit here and we promote the Bible, and then we turn around and promote this.
Yeah.
And it's like
wait
a minute.
noticed.
No, that is wrong.
Yeah. I've
had
made that
someone-
observation. Yeah. No, go ahead.
I had someone tell me, well, Eric, you were involved with athletics in high school. You're familiar with locker room talk. Yes, I was 18.
Right.
I wasn't a 60-plus-year-old man running for president talking with a talk show host and expecting it to be off the record.
To be fair to Trump, which I have no great desire to do because I agree with what you're saying, but to be fair to him, he was not running for president at the time of that audio.
Regardless,
but regardless, he especially being in that situation too. Even if he's just kidding around, he should know there's a live mic on him. And the explanation he gave at the time, and we got to go in a moment, Eric. But the explanation that he gave at the time was during that first debate. After that came out, well, it was locker room talk. I apologize, it was locker room talk. Okay, but then we hear the details of that came out in court about E. Jean Carroll. And it's like, oh, suddenly that story takes on a new significance. Or not that story, but what he said to Billy Bush on that Access Hollywood tape, that takes on a new significance. It's like, oh, that's really chilling. So,
have you watched his deposition regarding that?
I haven't watched the whole thing. I've seen some of it, and it's pretty bad. I did talk about it on the show one day. You know, it's particularly gross when he talks about, well, he says, you know, I couldn't have done this. She's not my type. And it's like, that right there shows that he doesn't understand. Rape is not about not about being attracted to somebody. It's not about them being your type. It's about power and dominance and violently assaulting somebody. That's what it's about. So he apparently either doesn't get that or he's willfully obtuse in that regard. And then he
doesn't want to.
Well, that's what I mean, willfully obtuse. And then he says to her while she's taking the deposition, and by the way, I wouldn't find you're not my type either. And it's like, oh my God, is he actually saying to her on this deposition, I wouldn't rape you either? It's so gross. It's really, I don't know how anyone can be okay with any of that. It's so gross. It's
I'm
disturbing.
not, and that's the thing is, I felt disgusting being lumped in with it.
Yeah.
When someone was like, "Oh, Eric, you've done locker room talk."
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a difference between locker room talk and a near admission of sexual assault.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, I guarantee you, if anybody that was a part of any team I was a part of in high school said something that they did that, we would have been like, there were some creepy guys, so
sure.
A majority of us would have been like, bro,
yeah. Yeah.
We're stepping away from you right about now because
yeah.
we're not going to be a part of this.
Exactly.
Because it's wrong. You can't just go up to someone and do that.
Well, yeah, of course. Eric, yeah, go ahead.
It's disturbing that we dismissed that was dismissed as just being him saying it was locker room talk and people saying, "Oh, then it's okay."
Well, we now know too that he wasn't serious when he called it locker room talk. That he really did mean it, because he says in that deposition, he says, "Yeah, that's how it is when you're a star. That's how it's been for a million years, fortunately or unfortunately." So he just leans right into it. It's like, oh my God, what a disgusting person. But Eric, we got to go. We are almost at the top of the hour.
Sorry.
Oh, don't apologize. I think we aired everything out early, and that wasn't your fault anyway. What happened earlier? I blame Han Jopwood.
I don't think anyone's to blame.
Oh, I blame him. I blame him. Do not trust him.
I think we need to kind of just step back a little bit. As I said on Facebook, Matt, I consider both of you dear friends.
I think Han Jopwood and I are fighting. I think we're in a feud. We're having a feud.
I don't think a feud is beneficial for either of you.
We're going to have a steel cage match, and I will be victorious, and it'll be great. And there will,
as long as I'm not hanging from the rafters in a ladder match, I'm fine.
Right. It could be for custody of you.
I'm scared of height.
Non-wrestling fans are like, what? What are they talking about? All right, Eric, before you go, though, just quickly, what do you have for us for Friday for the film review?
For the film review this week, we are looking at the 1978 film Superman, the movie. Yes. I remember watching that with my dad. It is, I haven't seen it in many years, at least a decade. And watching it again, really, there's a lot of things that I was like, that I'd forgotten, and I'm like, that's great.
Yeah. Oh, very cool. Well, we look forward to your review on Friday, and we do appreciate you joining us here today. Always wonderful to speak with you, my friend.
Absolutely, and thank you for having me, Matt.
You're very good, very good. All right, Eric, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.
No problem.
All right, bye-bye. All right, that was our friend Eric Pilcher. It is the top of the hour. I'm going to, we're going to take a break and show some love to our amazing sponsors, but first, I'm going to play a couple of songs from, or at least one, and maybe we'll save the other one for later. It depends on how long it takes them to set up. I'm going to go bring them in. The band Horsefly Gulch is here, but this is a great track. This is called Snake Dance. Check this out.
the snake dance. I found a way to get down, shake off the dust of this town. I found a new romance with this new stage dance. Yeah, I found a way to get down, shake off the dust of this town. I found a new romance. The snake dance. With this new snake dance. With this new snake dance. Love of mine, my biggest mistake. I had it all planned out in my head, but you were the one that got away. There was a time when I believed we'd spend the rest of our days dancing under the stars in the desert, only the moon to light our way. Hey! Stay in one place to be stranded in this ghost town. Come with me and we'll make the chase from your drunken father's shakedown. There are rivers wide and mountains to climb, fields of color and gray. He can't hold you here forever, so be the one that got away. Be the one, be the one, be the one, be the one that got away. Be the one, be the one, be the one, be the one that got away. I was pushed away that strange day, left to my own. I had no lover to turn to, no life to call my own. I was pushed away that strange day, left to my own. I had no lover to turn to, no life to call my own.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Matt Connerton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire, also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Wednesday, May 17, 2023. And we have some very special guests in studio with us. We've got the band Horsefly Gulch here. And let me bring those mics up there. And this is Adam. Let's start with you, and let's have you all before you play. We'll have you tell us who you are and what you do in the band.
All right,
you get to go first because I've known you the longest.
All right. Hey, my name's Adam Cody, and I play drums.
All right,
that's pretty much it.
All right. And you, sir?
Hello, I am Paul Davidson, and I play bass and also do some backing singing and some percussion as well.
Yes. You got for those not watching online, you've got a what do you call that? A horse a horse tambourine?
Yeah,
I don't know what.
It's
horse head on a stick.
That's it.
Yeah,
a horse on a stick.
kind of a Godfather vibe. Did you wake up one day with that and you were like, oh, I'll put a tambourine on it?
I woke up. He was looking at me, and
all right, very good. And you, sir?
That thing has horror movie written all over it. By the way, I think he found it at some yard sale somewhere, and it's going to be haunting the studio for the rest of it.
Yes.
My name is Steve Hadachuk. I go by Steven Scott sometimes, depending on the day. I play guitar and I sing in Horsefly Gulch.
Very good. Well, so what we're going to do is these guys are going to play live for us, which I'm really looking forward to, and then we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we're going to talk and catch up on everything these guys are doing. But what do you guys? And we'll have to kind of sound check on the fly. But I'm pretty good at that. Cool. It ends up sounding surprisingly good in this room, actually. What are you guys going to play for us?
This is a song called "Burn the Breeze."
Burn the Breeze. All right. Whenever you're ready.
All right. I don't love the come down. Puts me back at the start. There must be another way to mend this broken heart. with a childhood love of mine. My greatest mistake. And as I walked away, I heard your voice call my name. And I hear your voice call my name. Let's burn the breeze together. Let's not waste any time. Let's burn the breeze together and get away this time. Hey! This river flows deep all the way to the sea, and I swear from the desert to the trees, you ain't ever getting rid of me. No. Let's burn the breeze together. Let's not waste any time. Let's burn the breeze together. Get away this time. Hey! Let's burn the breeze together. Let's not waste any time. Let's burn the breeze together. Get away this time. Get away this time. We got away this time.
Oh, fantastic. Well done, gentlemen. Well done.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. If you're just joining us, Horsefly Gulch is here with us in studio. What we'll do is we'll take a break. We'll let you guys put your stuff down and get comfortable. And I'll while we do that, I'm gonna play an old Mindset X song. What do you think?
Nice. Yeah.
What should I play from Oceans? I got Oceans pulled up here.
I think we're always a fan of Island.
Island. Okay. No swears in it, obviously.
I don't think so.
How much time do you have?
Yeah, there's a good 12-minute song on there if you really want to go crazy.
No, that's all right. We'll go with so Island.
Yeah.
All right, Island it is. All right, and then we'll come back and we'll talk with these guys. Check this out. This is Island Mindset X, and we'll explain to everyone why I figured I'll play a Mindset X song.
Staring back at me. sing and laugh out your days, and hemming the silence when you walk astray. You can follow the road with the life that you sow and live in these walls of clay. With one hand towards the sun, I've been where I've begun. With one hand towards the sun, I've been where I've begun. Is there anyone who cares? Or am I just an island surrounded by the world and its fears? Is there anyone who knows these open roads, hearing only what we want to hear? Yeah.
That's cool. That is Island from the band Mindset X. And you guys know what happened to those guys? Or you ever see them?
Well, actually, that beast is taking a nap right now. It's hibernating, but not dead.
I think last time I saw him, they were in Aruba. So.
There you go. There you
Getting
go.
a tan.
If you're just joining us here on Matt Connerton Unleashed, we are joined in studio by the guys from Horsefly Gulch. But were all three of you also in Mindset X at the same? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that band was around for a long time. Now, does the new project replace that, or will Mindset X continue in the future as well?
It's in addition to that, I mean, again, after 20 years, it's in hibernation, the Mindset X.
Yeah.
But we're focusing just on the new project right now. But
yeah,
the old one's not dead. It's just sleeping.
Yeah, there actually is an album written too.
Right. We've got,
that's ready to be
we've got an album in the can.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird story actually when now that you kind of reflect on it. Like, so before the whole COVID thing hit, right? We were gearing up to write a new album as Mindset X, and then COVID hit, right? So we couldn't get together for a little while, and then by the time we started going back, like a couple years later, getting back together and rehearsing those songs, we were like, man, these songs they feel really old now because
Oh.
they were like 3 years old at
Yeah.
that point, right? And we were like, all right, well, we can't just not record them. Like we spent all this time writing them.
Yeah.
So we did record them.
Right.
And we released a couple of them, and then we just said it's just time for something a little bit different, right? You do metal for 20 years straight.
Mhm.
I think you are. Mindset X was never so much this, but locked inside a box of what you could particularly do as a band.
Yeah.
When you're expected to kind of put out a certain style of music, right?
Yeah.
And I think we just came to a point where we were like, you know what? Let's try something new.
Does do any of those songs make it into this project, or do you keep them completely separate?
Completely separate.
Yeah. Is that the plan going forward, or is there a chance of anything kind of crossing
I
over?
think that's the plan.
Yeah.
I do. I mean,
I can tell you from a personal perspective, we've discussed this, I think, as a band, is not only is it something new from a musical perspective, but I think it's something new that's challenging us for me anyway, not to cover things up with distortion or, to see if I can actually play something, cleaner, because there's a lot more room for mistakes when people can hear you as a three-piece and there's nothing behind it that's dirty or grunty or into that. And I don't think that those songs would fit particularly what we're doing right now.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because to be honest, I think the last Mindset X stuff was probably the most proggy stuff we've done.
Right. And the other thing is, the new stuff is flowing, unlike anything we've done in years. Like we're basically writing a new song almost every time we get together.
Oh wow! Cool.
We've been doing this pretty much just since the turn of the year. And
Yeah.
the new year, new project.
Yeah.
And we're already on like 10 songs. I mean, it takes a little while to record them, but
yeah,
they're in the set. We can come out and play them live.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another full album written.
Right.
Pretty much.
Right.
Wow.
So we shouldn't have to, write another 10. We shouldn't have to pull anything,
By the way, our friend Texas Mike, although you might know him as Michael Martineau, but around here we call him Texas Mike. He's in the chat room.
Nice.
And he says, I know Steven, a.k.a. The Deviant Music, through Ed Murphy and Ellie Murphy. We saw him at Clemento's Pizza in Manchester.
Yeah, he was spotted.
And you heard that fantastic commercial just about 15 minutes ago, I think, didn't we?
Not even.
Michael, how are you, buddy?
It plays in my mind all the time.
I can imagine. It is catchy. It is catchy.
It is, yeah. Clemento's Pizzeria. People get mad at me for singing it, but it really does get
Can we
stuck
steal
in my
that
head.
for a riff?
Well,
Maybe?
I can't. I didn't write it, so I can't. But yeah, have at it. I cannot imagine under any circumstances where anyone would.
And we also do commercial jingles.
That's right. There you go. There you go. Now, are you guys playing out a lot with this project, or?
Well, we just did our first show, a month ago?
Yeah.
And then we've got
right down the street
one coming up in Dover, down at the Strand. It's a new venue for us.
Oh yeah, Edgewise is in the chat room, and they just posted a picture of them at the Strand.
Nice.
Yeah, that looks like a cool room.
It's nice because one, it's all ages, and two, it's just a beautiful venue.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was all ages. That's hard to find.
It is.
It is, and that's that's important. I think that's something we've been missing out on a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And is that the show? Is Dust Prophet on that show?
Yes.
Well?
They are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dust Prophet, of course. I used to be in a band with Otto Kinzel.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Chemical Distance. So yeah, they're incredible. Have you guys seen Dust Prophet live?
No,
we're
not yet.
gonna in a couple weeks.
Very intense.
It'll be a fun night because they actually asked us. We talked about this a while back as Mindset X, and we joined the bill as Mindset X.
Oh,
back 4 or 5 months ago, whenever we discussed it.
Yeah.
And so then a couple months ago, I texted the little chat group and I was like, "Hey, I just want to let you guys know we have like a Western rockabilly thing. Mindset X is kind of sleeping." Even though it doesn't really fit with any of the stylistic stuff going on, can we just change the name? And they were like, "Yeah, cool, let's do it." So it should be a really cool night of music. And I think we've always been about screw the genre, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just get a bunch of bands together that love what they're doing and open people's minds to listening to different styles of music, right? And always been about that.
Yeah, we got a couple other lined up too. We got one right down the road at the Shaskeen, which that's where our first show was.
Oh, excellent.
We'll be back there on the 16th of June, I believe.
Yep.
And then the 23rd up at Area 23.
Oh, okay.
That's my favorite new little hangout there.
Yeah,
because it's close to me.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, Edgewise says at the Strand. I assume it's Chris in there. He says all ages for those UNH kids at the Strand.
Nice,
That makes sense. But why do I hear a lot of good things about Area 23? I've been there, but not for a long time. What is it? But everybody's talking about, not just because if they happen to be close, but everyone's giving it rave reviews.
Yeah, Kirk up there is one of the biggest supporters of local music north of Manchester.
Kirk McNeil.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
You can go in there any given night. There's live music. He's got open mics Wednesdays. I just saw an incredible band there. Dan Bedrosian and the Secret Army.
Okay.
He's part of P-Funk.
Oh.
And he's playing.
I've interviewed him.
Yeah. in that little room.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling, you know?
Yeah. He was on the show. It was a few years ago now. It was before COVID. But cool. Now, so when you guys play live with this project, how many songs do you have that you do live?
Right now we've got 10.
Oh, okay. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, we still only had 9. Yeah, 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Depending on the jam mood.
Very good. Very good. If you're just joining us here on Matt Connerton Unleashed, we've got Horsefly Gulch in the studio with us, and these guys played live earlier, so if you missed it, you definitely want to go back and check the archive. And Paul, all right, tell us the story. So again, for those who are, of course, most of the audience can't see you except on Facebook or on 97, but you've got, I'll let you describe it, your instrument of choice that you brought today.
So yes, so being a unique band, we decided to try different instruments and stuff. In fact, Steve does a little mandolin here, a little
banjo there.
And I was like, I need something, right? And so we came up with the song, actually, we just played, Burn the Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And there's space in the middle, in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to just kind of stand there.
Right.
So being Horsefly Gulch, we were out, me and my wife, and we were looking for props and stuff like that we could use.
Yeah.
And this happens to be one of them. And what it is, it's one of the old riding horses on a stick that the kids used to go around in, and we added a little tambourine to it, and now you can witness it live.
Yes,
yeah, and you might see somebody dancing around with it as well.
Does the when it squeaks, has that made it in any of the songs, or do you just do the?
It definitely will.
That was the debut.
Yeah,
Burn the Breeze. That was the debut of Horsey.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
The only thing it's missing is a name.
Yeah.
So we don't have a name yet.
If anyone in the
horse.
chat wants to name the horse, please feel free.
We have a contest. Yes.
The winner gets to name the horse.
And a free sticker at the next show.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Where do you guys record? Because everything, and this has been the case, not only with this band, but with the previous band, everything sounds really good. Sounds really good. Where do you record? I assume it's changed over the years, but
I'm happy to say that this Every Horsefly Gulch song thus far has been recorded at our own recording studio. So
excellent.
Over the last 5 or 6 years, I've been kind of revamping and kind of rebuilding that whole thing.
Yeah,
saving here and there and buying little pieces of equipment and figuring out actually how to use it.
Yeah,
So I think I finally got to a point where I feel relatively comfortable and releasing stuff to the public, and it's definitely going to help us out because when Adam is ready to lay tracks, we just throw the mics up and go and don't have to go anywhere else. It's beautiful. Not to say that we might, there's still always the chance of saying, let's go somewhere else that sounds different or get a producer behind it or something happen. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
But I think from a convenience standpoint and from my own personal, holy crap, I can actually do this standpoint.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to have that. So
yeah, no doubt. Has it always been that way? Like even with the early Mindset X stuff, did you guys do
in the
it all
early
yourselves?
days? In the early days, we started off probably the first 2 or 3 recorded at Steve's, and then can't remember the first place we went into, but Drumlin Downs, we did like 3 full CDs there.
Oh yeah.
With Brian Sachs,
rest in peace.
Yeah.
And we've also recorded at what's Jay's?
Oh yeah, Jay
Metronome.
Yep, Metronome.
Down at Metronome.
Or Oak Hill, as he calls it.
Right, Oak Hill, and mastered at Metronome.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we think, at the end of the day, I think we want to try something different, right? And I think, I think every band wants to have a different sound, and if you stay in the same place all the time, you get bored.
Oh, sure.
And I think we didn't want to do that. We wanted to like try to branch out, and branching out for us was branching in, really, right? And I think it's been great. It's nice to go in my studio at 11 p.m. and work till 1.
Yeah.
It's just nice to have that luxury.
Oh yeah,
So-
yeah. Yeah, and it's nice to live in an era where, you have so many different options as
Totally.
far as how you record,
And like we said, we did the original, the first couple of Mindset X albums we did at home too.
Well, the first one was fun. It was like 2 microphones hanging in a room,
Yeah.
And we did this whole concept album with just these 2 chintzy mics hanging.
Yeah.
Actually,
Wait,
that's
don't,
out of
don't we
print.
still use
That's
the
out of
same
print.
mic?
I was gonna say, funny story
one of the
behind that.
one of the mics I just recently found is it's a old Radio Shack condenser with a little switch on it. You put a
no kidding
AA battery in there.
Oh wow!
And we found that, and it still works. So like, let's use it.
We use it as a drum overhead in both of those songs.
No kidding. I'll be damned. Wow, that's amazing. It still works.
That's our lo-fi sound.
That's cool. Yeah,
I bought that back when there was a Radio Shack in West Franklin. If anybody knows the area, that was a long time ago.
Oh yeah. Jeez, yeah. There used to be Radio Shacks everywhere. I think they're all gone, right? Did
Most
they
of them,
completely
yeah.
close?
So they back online, I saw, but I don't think you can go to any stores.
Gotcha. Yeah, Adam, when I first met you, way back, I was working at Strawberries on Loudon Road in Concord.
Yeah.
And I remember you brought in a CD. You brought in a CD for me to check out, Liquid Native.
Yeah, my first band.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was, now, whatever ended up happening with, because I remember actually going to see you guys live too at, I can't remember.
Sharky's.
No. Well, I might have seen you there, but I also saw you in Concord.
Oh, Chantilly's in Concord.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good old days when there was, bigger clubs up there. And I mean, it's coming back. It is nice.
Whatever happened to that band?
In the end, it was just like oil and water, when everything settled, we all just kind of went our separate ways.
Yeah. The singer, I can kind of still remember him. He was like wasn't he like a big, like, biker dude who very intimidating?
Yeah, he was stocky.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I can still picture the cover too. It was a black and white photo.
Yeah.
And I think you guys might have been at railroad tracks.
We were on the stairs up at the
stairs.
Army Corps of Engineers Dam up in Franklin.
Gotcha. Yeah. Now, after that, was Mindset X next for you after that band?
No,
or-
I had one more small project that lasted maybe a year. It's called Sick Mystic. But
name's familiar.
Yeah, there is a CD floating around out there. There's maybe like 100 copies in existence.
Yeah.
I think you still have that email address, don't you?
That's still my email. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. Now, what about you guys? Obviously, Mindset X has been around for a long time, but have there been other projects too along the way? Or
Definitely for me. So, like, I actually was trying to think about this the other day. So I'm up to like about, it's over 30 years I've been playing on the music scene.
Yeah.
And with can't say my first band, but the first gigging band was Hollywood East, which was out of Manchester here.
Oh, okay.
And it was hair rock, hair metal, whatever you want to call it.
It's a cool name, Hollywood East.
Hollywood
I like
East.
that,
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I went from that to a punk jazz band up in Maine called Pog Soldier, and then some variations of other bands. I started also recording the Obe Show, which is a all-day experience of music and art and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
wow.
Free-form music, so very experimental stuff. And
yeah.
And then before Mindset X, before I joined on with them, I also was part of it was a instrumental progressive hard rock band. I got to think about that.
Yeah.
Called Dreamline. And so
I remember Dreamline.
Really?
I do. Did I say? Okay. Did you ever? Now I can't remember the name of the venue. I feel like I saw you. Did you play out a lot with Dreamline?
We actually did a good amount of shows. In fact, we actually played with Mindset X a few times as well.
Because I feel like I saw Dreamline live. I can't remember where though. I thought I had it, but I remember Dreamline. Yes.
Yeah. We played a show down at Millie's. It was Dreamline, Mindset X.
Yeah.
Oh,
somebody
might have been there. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been that one.
Oh, actually, now that you say it, it very well might have been. I think it's coming back to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which could have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mad Bob's. Could have
Or
been Mad
Mad
Bob's.
Bob's.
Or Mad Bob's, yeah.
You know, but we played
miss
down
Mad
in
Bob's.
Boston. We played Somersworth. We actually got down into New York City as well with that band.
Yeah.
So just all throughout the East Coast.
Yeah, yeah.
Or the Northeast, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what about you, Steve?
So I started a band right out of high school, or was part of a band anyway, called Salem, which was kind of a, I guess, progressive rock band, I guess. And that did pretty well for a while, actually. And then Salem kind of disbanded, a couple members left. We started a band called Sage, S-A-J-E, which was a little bit out there. But we did, again, pretty well for a little while. And then I think you and I met from a Craigslist ad or something, right? And then
I think it was New England Rocks. It
Yeah.
was called.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one?
Yep, I do. I do.
Yeah.
He was, bass player and singer guitarist looking for drummer, and I was the drummer looking for them. And
Yep.
we got together and we're like, you know what? Let's just start from scratch. New name, new songs, new everything.
Yeah.
So I didn't draw anything from my past.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We used to practice at that first practice space was the town clerk of Atkinson's house.
Really?
Yeah.
Town clerk's basement.
Yeah, Linda.
Oh, how'd you end up in Linda's basement practicing?
Don't ask.
I knew a light guy named Gary
Yeah.
who lived in Atkinson who liked Salem, and he was a fan of that Salem Sage stuff, my old past bands. And then we were looking for a place to practice again, and he was friends with the town clerk, and she just loved music, right?
Oh.
And she was all about that.
Oh, cool.
And I remember many nights, 3 a.m., trying not to wake them
Unloading
up
our
because there was like
stuff.
the stairs from hell.
Yeah.
That went down there. You'd like have to carry these. You know, back then everything was gigantic and
Oh,
heavy,
yeah.
right? So you're trying to do this at 3 a.m, and but great times. We probably still have equipment in those cupboards downstairs.
Might be some
Wow.
PA speakers down there if
Right.
anybody wants it.
Wow.
Right. Yeah, so it's been quite an interesting ride. And I think the cool thing about Horsefly Gulch is it feels like we're kids again. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely all new.
Yeah, we're not super old by any means, but I think from a musical perspective, it's fun and exciting to be able to write new stuff with nothing kind of confining you.
Yeah.
And the fact that the songs just keep flowing, and that's from a musician standpoint and an artist standpoint, that's you don't want to put a stop on that. So
Right. Of course.
I think we're kind of taking whatever the heavens gives us and running with it here. So
By the way, I've been told in the chat room, Edgewise played with Sage a bunch back in the day.
I do remember that.
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
remember that.
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
So Edgewise, you're 26 too, right?
We're all 26 here.
Yeah.
If you're just joining us, we've got the guys from Horsefly Gulch here in studio with us. And if you have any questions or any feedback at all for the band, the studio line is open, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. Also, we'll just say hello to everybody in the chat room. I did mention Edgewise in there. And, Steve, I see you're in there. Excellent. And Texas Mike, of course, we mentioned earlier. Melanie La Liberty from the great state of Vermont. We have Abort 7, who is from, of course, Greensboro, North Carolina. They use a lot of hashtags there in Greensboro. It's very interesting. Now, JFed is in the chat, of course, from the great state of Vermont, and he has a question, and he asks this of all the musical guests. He's kind of shopping around, and I think he's running out of time. I think he has to have this figured out by September. Do you guys play birthday parties?
I think we'll play anywhere as long as no one throws anything sharp at us.
Okay.
So yes.
Now, I must, now he didn't bring up this part yet in the chat room, but I feel a duty to forewarn you about this before you even entertain any such agreement. He will probably invite you. I don't think this is compulsory if you go there and play necessarily, but he will probably invite you to join him in an ice bath. I don't know how you all feel about that. Personally, I find the idea terrifying, hypothermia, things like that. But apparently it can be very healthy and refreshing, I guess. I don't know.
I'm up for that. I would do it.
Yeah, if it's 90 degrees out after we're done playing, covered with sweat, I'll hop in some ice.
Yeah.
I don't understand any of it, but yes.
All right. There you go. These might be your guys, JFed. These might be the guys to do that.
We'll write a song called Frozen.
Yep.
Yes.
I feel like we're going to all go home like Han Solo.
There you go. Jenny is in the chat room and says, Shalom, peeps from Reagan Airport in D.C. Yes, she's flying back from Washington, D.C. today.
Nice. Hello.
Very exciting. Yes, yes.
Hello.
So now what's the strategy as far as, because you kind of told me this off air, but what's the strategy as far as releasing new music with this project? They're coming out one at a time every however often?
Yeah. As quick as we can put them together and get them out, but have them sound decent.
Yeah.
So we've been averaging 6 to 8 weeks. Would like to hit 6 every time, obviously.
Yeah.
But we're just going to try and keep releasing songs every 6 weeks and till we don't, you know?
Yeah. Is the idea to eventually have enough that, because I've seen a lot of artists do this now where they release a single, you know, like every 4 or 6 weeks, whatever it is. And then eventually those singles at a certain point become an album.
Yes.
So that's exactly what the plan is. So if you're looking at something particularly like Spotify, right, we're kind of doing the waterfall release method, right, which we released The One That Got Away, which is our first single.
Mhm.
And then we just released Snake Dance, which you played. And theoretically, Snake Dance is on an EP, right? So you see, if you go on Spotify, you'll see those 2 songs, and then you'll see 3 songs in a couple of weeks. You'll see a 4th song. So eventually, all that stuff is going to come to fruition and be a full length album. At this point, to be honest, we'd like to do a vinyl run too, if possibly a double vinyl album, because as our crazy minds work and the way we've always loved progressive music, these songs actually represent a story. So one side is from one person's view of the story, and the other side is from another person's view.
Oh, okay.
So it's a unique kind of concept that we're kind of running with and seeing where it goes. So
Yeah, yeah. Any plans for? I mean, there's a lyric video, I think, right, for The One That Got Away. Any plans for to do a proper because it seems like it's easier than ever to make videos. You know, if you got an iPhone, and you can do some really amazing things.
Yeah, we actually are in the process of filming a video.
What was it?
Is it
first weekend in June or something?
Is it with the release? Or I think it is. Yeah.
Right. Well, yes. The next song should come with a video.
Oh, cool.
Both released on the same day.
Cool.
It will come with a video.
Will.
Excellent. Are you guys making that yourselves, or are you working with anybody on that?
A good friend of mine, Christian Patty. He will be helping us with the production part of it and stuff, and be doing most of the editing. He's he's a great friend and loves to take pictures and wants to take it a step further, and has worked with some video stuff before. So we are looking forward to having a real nice classic, whatever it comes out. But,
there may be snakes
or something like that. You never know.
Oh,
video.
Is it going to be for Snake Dance?
No, originally it was.
Oh, okay.
And the concept kind of holds true. It was nice and interchangeable. So
yeah.
I think the next song I think we're releasing is called The Long Road, and from a single perspective, it's got that thing on it. That thing.
Yeah.
We don't know what that thing means, or if we all knew what that thing means, we'd all be millionaires, right? But I think it's from a single perspective, we think it makes sense to kind of put the video behind this particular song.
Okay.
But in the concept for the Snake Dance and this, they're actually close to each other in the story. So from a video perspective, it's kind of easy to make that change. So
it's funny. I was having a conversation with somebody recently on the show about music videos, and because there are people who, I'm sure you guys run into it, there are people who have this idea that, since MTV stopped showing videos, I don't know if they show any at all anymore, a long time ago, that music videos are just like a completely dead medium. And it's like, there's really, if you go on YouTube, there's more, I mean, there's artists, of course, like major artists who have a lot of money. Like if Beyonce, puts out a new album, you'll get a video for every single song. There's actually more videos than ever.
I think I agree with you. I think a lot of people don't even know a song is released unless there's a video for it.
Yeah.
Right. And that goes down, like when you say video now, it's reels, stories, this, let's not even get into TikTok. Right. So
right.
I think videos are more important than probably even the MTV days at this point, because that's all people do. We see it every day, right? You go anywhere, people just scrolling through their next thing, right? And that's how it is these days. So we've, as a band, we even in Mindset X, I think we were never very diligent about making good videos. I mean, we made a couple of good videos with Amanda. We made 2, I think, and I think that's as far as we went.
The first one, way back.
Yeah,
we did.
Oh yeah. Atmosphere had a video, and then we did Snake Oil with
in
Amanda.
Boston and here and there.
So we got to get on that bandwagon. I think we've learned 30 years later. Maybe we should make some more videos.
Yeah. No, I think you're right though that now it's more important than ever. Because especially now you make a video and then you can share it everywhere. And I remember being a kid, and I would with the VCR, I would record videos off of MTV. And I would
the Betamax.
Oh yeah.
I'm not quite that old, but I did do the VHS, and I remember Betamax. I know what it is, but it's funny that actually better quality, and yet that's the one that died. But yeah, I remember recording videos off of MTV and hoping that my favorite video would come on and I would record it, and it was a big deal. And then I'd get really upset if after a while the tape would wear out, and then it's like, oh, I don't have that video anymore, and that song's not popular anymore. They're never going to show it again.
Yeah.
Now I'm just screwed. And now in the year 2023, any music video I've ever wanted to see, I can just go on YouTube and type it in. It's amazing.
Such a crazy thing, like the video thing, especially. And there's so many variables with that, where like you have to keep in mind like the demographic that your band is kind of aiming for, right?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, if you're aiming for 18, 19-year-olds, it's all TikTok, Snapchat, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But there is still a group, like if you're aiming for 45-year-old, whatever, 50-year-olds. I mean, they still buy CDs.
Oh yeah.
So you kind of got to find that weird middle ground. You make a small CD run. You're at the same time you're supposed to be on social media daily and all this fun stuff.
Oh yeah.
And if there's any social media mans out there, please give us a call.
Yeah.
Because this is not an easy thing to do, and
it's a lot to keep up with.
Lots to keep up
constantly changing and evolving, and who does that? Like, do you guys all just kind of handle that yourselves, all three of you, or
Right now we're just doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve does the majority of it, but I'm doing what I can. Paul and I are doing what I can to pitch in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. Are there any live performances on YouTube? I didn't.
There's
see.
one. It's got the first 3 songs from the first show.
Oh, okay.
It's
that?
I actually requested it. So Tom O'Connor's friend there, I did request a copy of it, but I haven't got it yet. But there is one that should be floating around YouTube somewhere. And funny, it has to only, as Mindset X, we always wanted to write an instrumental, and we never did. And then
really. That surprises me.
Yeah,
actually.
I don't know why. We every time we wrote a song, we're like, "Oh, which is this needs lyrics." Right? But then we wrote The Outlaw, and The Outlaw was like, "This doesn't need any lyrics." So it's the first instrumental we've ever written as a band is actually on this too, and that's actually recorded. It's on that video. So every time I'm watching, I'm like, "Yeah, like we finally did an instrumental. That's awesome."
We have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connerton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hi, Matt. It's Gary.
Hey, Gary. How you doing? We are short on time, my friend. So I'll just ask you to be terse, if you would.
No, I was just wondering if they would do like maybe NPR's Tiny Desk concerts.
Oh, I can imagine you guys on there.
We would
Yeah,
absolutely love that.
What's the contact information for that?
We just actually talked about that last week in one of our little band meetings. So the answer would be we would definitely be exploring that option, and if we can somehow pull that off, we'll definitely promote the heck out of it. So.
Oh yeah, I can
Yeah,
imagine.
because I've seen a lot of the good. They got a lot of good groups and a lot of good people on there, and
and they do, and
it seems like I just saw a couple of them, and there was this Latin group, all girl, and they were playing with a sousaphone and some brass, and then girls, but they were really good. This girl was
nice.
She played 12-string and she played 6-string, and she was really good at it. So
very, very cool. Yeah, and they support all the genres too, which is nice. So
Yep.
we'll
Yep.
definitely see what we can do to get on there. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a good.
And if you guys do videos, maybe you could get Melanie to star in one of your videos.
I don't know who Melanie is, but
He's always looking for something like that,
Cool.
and
So
her
tell
and
her to
Jake
look us
Fed
up.
up in Vermont,
Oh yeah, cool. Have her send us an email on our website, houseflygulch.com.
She's a big actress.
Cool.
Well,
Yeah.
well, if you go for the birthday party,
She's
you'll
a
meet her
sweet
there.
lady, too. So she's a big actress. So, yeah.
Nice.
All right, well, I'll let you go, Maddie. I know I talked too long, but I just wanted to put my 2 cents in on that.
Thank you very much, Gary.
No,
thank you.
No worries, Gary. We appreciate the call.
Yeah, all right. And I love Jenny. Tell Jenny I'm so proud of her. I heard her. I'm so proud of her. So
Absolutely. We'll do. All right.
All right.
All right, Gary.
You
Thank you.
guys have a great evening. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Very nice. That was our friend Gary. And we are nearing the end of the show. So before we run out of time, I want to make sure you mention, of course, where people should go online. Oh, question. Where does the name come from, by the way? Horsefly Gulch. It's a cool name.
Well, back in
It was
1982.
sporadic. It was very spontaneous.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. We were on our bi-weekly or weekly little Zoom meeting that we do to try and move things forward when we're not physically together practicing or writing.
Yeah.
And we were just throwing around ideas, and one of us blurted it out like, hey, what about this?
Yeah.
It seemed to stick, you know. And plus, you know, it's hard to find a name nowadays. Everything's taken.
Right.
You know, you can go on these name generators online and stuff and come up with some 2 or 3 silly words that don't really make sense together.
Yeah.
That kind of made sense. And there's actually a Horsefly Gulch is a place in Idaho or
Idaho,
something,
yeah.
right?
Oh, no kidding.
It's literally a gulch. It's like in between 2 ravines or something.
We knew it'd be some sort of Western vibe because that was the style of music we were writing, right?
Yeah. Gulch.
Where
I mean,
it's not country by any means, but I think it definitely pays homage to a little bit of the rockabilly folky stuff, right? So we want something to fit that. And originally it was going to be the Barflies.
Right.
But then there's like 7 million other bands called the Barflies.
I was going to say,
8 billion.
yeah, I bet.
No matter what spelling you did or whatever, they didn't
the
matter.
Barflies.
Yeah.
That didn't work, you know?
Yeah.
right.
No, I like Horsefly Gulch. It's a good name.
It's we're pretty happy with it.
It's memorable.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. No, it is. It is. All right. So, what should people know about where to find you guys online? Keep up with what you're doing. Go to shows. Get your music. All of that.
I'm looking at you, Paul.
Well, you do most of the media.
I do. All right. So horseflygulch.com is our official website. And I think Instagram and Facebook are definitely the 2 social media platforms that we're kind of really into at the moment. Instagram will probably be the one that you'll find us on the most as we move forward. We do have a Bandcamp and there is a SoundCloud and all that fun stuff. But I think Facebook, Instagram, horseflygulch.com are kind of the main places. And obviously at the website, all the links are right up top. So
YouTube too, right?
Yeah, YouTube. The videos will always be up on YouTube, but I'm not sure how much of a creator aspect we're going to be able to play with that because that just takes so much time, and
Yeah.
I don't think we chose that avenue.
But
to
it
go
is
at this
on
point.
YouTube Music and,
It is.
and several other, pretty much all the
yeah,
platforms.
All the streaming platforms are on. So if I could give any love out there, and I could say if you could do anything for us to help the band out, go on Spotify, give us a like, add us to your playlist, because that's where the 3 cents a month rolls in.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right, very good, very good. And we'll close out the show with is Snake Dance the current single, or is it?
That's the newest one. Yep,
that's the newest one. So I played it earlier, but we'll close with it too.
Cool.
Great song.
Thank you.
I love both of them. But yeah, this is a great track. Gentlemen, Adam, Steve, Paul, thank you all so much.
good to see you.
It was
again,
nice
man.
to see you.
This has been wonderful. And if you miss any part of and Horsey or whatever its name will be ultimately, and if you miss any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnerton.com. And we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Let's listen to some Snake Dance from Horsefly Gulch to close out today's Matt Connerton Unleashed.